Hi there guys, it's Chris Arvanis here with another Info Agent video. Today we're covering perhaps one of the biggest points of contention in the world of real estate, what to fix and what not to fix or renovate when selling a house. If you're considering renovating your home before selling, then it's important to understand what home improvements add the most value to your property and what you should avoid doing. In this video, we'll be sharing our tips and tricks for maximizing your return on investment when selling your property. We've also got a bonus tip for you at the end of this video, so stick around for that. So, does renovation increase property value? To answer this, first and foremost, let's talk about understanding the market. The current real estate market in Sydney and New South Wales can greatly impact what repairs and renovations you should make to your property. The real estate market is constantly changing, and it's important to keep up with the latest trends and buyer preferences. Doing your research and understanding local trends can help make informed decisions about what repairs and renovations will add the most value to your property. For example, if there's an increase in demand for energy-efficient homes, then it may be worth investing in upgrades such as adding insulation or installing a solar panel system. On the other hand, if there's a trend towards minimalism, then it may be best to keep your renovation efforts simple and understated. The target market for your property is another important factor to consider. Who are you selling to? First home buyers, families, or retirees? Knowing the target market can help you make informed decisions about what upgrades to make. For example, if you're selling to families and have a high bedroom count, then adding an extra bathroom or creating a more open floor plan may add value to your property. Alternatively, if you're selling to retirees, then adding features such as grab bars or a walk-in bathtub may be more appealing. Now, these are very situational examples, though you'll probably already know what is applicable to you if you've already felt you've been doing without when living with the property. It's important to step outside your shoes, as you may be used to dealing without having a certain feature and it doesn't bother you like it may once have done in the past. Really try to imagine what it'd be like walking into your property for the very first time. Remember that buyers have no emotional investment in your property. They think completely logically, and so it's important to cater to those thoughts. Now, let's talk about the difference between minor repairs and major renovations. When it comes to fixing up your property, it's important to choose the right type of repair or renovation. Minor repairs, such as cosmetic updates, can add value to your property without breaking the bank. A couple of examples of these would be repainting the walls, replacing outdated light fixtures, or updating your kitchen handles and backsplash. These can all be cost-effective ways to add value to your property. On the other hand, major renovations such as installing a brand new kitchen or bathroom can be costly and may or may not add much value depending on your property or price point. It's important to consider the cost to benefit ratio of these types of renovations and make sure they are in line with the current market conditions, target audience, and overall area value. An example of this would be if you're selling a property in a very affordable area, spending big may do more harm than good to your pocket. On the contrary, you may have a property where your audience feels that it's in dire need of renovation, where not doing anything could make or break the sale. It's all situational. So, what not to fix when selling a house? Well, it's important to avoid making common mistakes when fixing up your property. Over-renovating, installing outdated fixtures you might have liked years ago but never got around to installing, and upgrading parts of the house but neglecting basic maintenance in other areas are just a few examples of what not to do. These mistakes can actually lower the value of your property and make it harder to sell. An example of over-renovating would be spending big on custom-sized and styled tiles made from expensive materials, or renovating a property that may be better advertised as a knockdown rebuild or development site, or is in a highly affordable suburb where renovating simply to sell can often lead to diminishing returns, may not net you a return at all, or may even incur a loss. When this happens, something some vendors experience is that they find they end up chasing a particular price in their mind that makes up for their investment. This is what we mean when we talk about hurting the sale, as we may never agree to actually meet the market. So, what should you focus on when selling a house? Some home improvements are key that will almost always be applicable and add value. Minor cosmetic updates, cleaning and decluttering, and basic maintenance are all things that can make a big difference when it comes to selling your property. For example, replacing your front door, installing new windows, or planting fresh flowers in your front yard are all small home improvements that can help add value to your home and make it more attractive to potential buyers. On the maintenance side, repairing things like chipped window sills, worn brickwork or steps, maintaining the garden, or even relaying worn sections of the lawn will go a long way. Another important factor to consider is the overall style and aesthetic of your property. When selling a house, it's important to create a cohesive and attractive look that appeals to potential buyers. This can be achieved through simple updates such as repainting walls to modern neutral colors, or more involved renovations such as creating an open floor plan or updating your kitchen. It's important to consider the overall style of your home and the preferences of your target market when making these decisions. All the changes we've mentioned can increase the value of your property and make it more appealing by removing what's called buyer objections. So how do these objections work in practice? Well, the extreme end of the scale is where a buyer may simply decide the property is not for them. On the more common end, many purchasers see an area for improvement that could be accomplished for a few $100s and a bit of elbow grease, but then try to negotiate tens of thousands of dollars based on it. It's important we tackle as many of these friction points as possible before they arise. It's also worth mentioning that home improvements that add the most value in Australia are often related to energy efficiency and sustainability. Features such as solar panels, insulation, and water-saving fixtures can not only reduce your home's carbon footprint, but also increase its value at market due to lower running costs. In fact, the Commonwealth Bank covered a recent global study which found that energy-efficient upgrades are an important purchase criterion for 66% of buyers, where Sydney, Australia was included in the study. So if you're considering renovations, it may be worth investing in sustainable upgrades that can benefit both the environment and your wallet. Now, we've spoken a lot about adding value to your home, so let's cover how this both works and doesn't work. When we talk about improvements adding value, there isn't some magical number that increases on an online system somewhere that governs a property's potential selling price. Not to mention, the online systems that claim to tell you your property value that you've no doubt come across certainly don't know if you've ever renovated or in what way. This is probably why you've noticed they're all different, inaccurate, or just give you some massive range that doesn't really tell you a whole lot. On the contrary, agents are legally only allowed to operate within a 10% range for accuracy when giving you an estimate. In addition, and this is the big one, some form of online property value calculator where you can input your improvements just doesn't exist and likely never will. This is purely due to the infinite number of variables. Fun fact, almost 1,800 people search Google for an online property value calculator every month across Australia and are likely disappointed shortly afterwards. We want to help you understand this from now. If this is what you're hoping for, unfortunately, you might need to change the way that you think about property value. Homes are only ever worth what a buyer will pay for it, and nothing can change this. Certainly not the agent, and not a number that we hope and dream of achieving. When a property sells, whatever that figure was, that's what it was worth in that market. Lastly, we have our bonus tip. We want to cover possibly the most overlooked or unknown topic of renovation. It's something known as perceived value. Perceived value relates to a renovation or improvement that doesn't always necessarily increase or decrease the property value, depending on how the buyer perceives it. As an example, let's look at the most controversial feature, the swimming pool. Some vendors are adamant that it will add value, while others refuse to install one even on larger properties because they believe it devalues the land. The truth is, they are both right and wrong at the same time. Installing a swimming pool may seem like a great investment, but it may not add much value if you're selling to a family with young children who are concerned about safety or who don't want the added maintenance. On the other hand, a buyer who entertains often and is the family hub for the year's holidays may not be able to do without one. In this case, you'll find that some purchasers may be willing to offer more for a pool, and on the flip side, it may represent lower value to others, or they may not wish to purchase at all. This is extremely common. Always remember, it's important to understand what home improvements add the most value and what not to fix when fixing up your property. Doing your research, understanding the market, and considering the preferences of your target audience can all help you make informed decisions and maximize your return on investment. Remember, simple and cost-effective changes such as minor cosmetic updates and basic maintenance can often make a big difference when selling your home. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful or know someone who might. You can hit the bell icon or sign up to our newsletter on our website in the description to never miss a video. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your property sale.